right, welcome to the Fragments and Silicon reviews. 3 reviews up this week, but before we get to those, we have an impressions video to hand out because I mistakenly grabbed an early access title. It's like that often happens when they have the release date listed and it's an early access release date. And the game we have on showcase here, Tumblefire, is a good example of why I don't like to cover early access titles. Because what you are seeing here on display is they literally call it a vertical slice of the game in the description. So what you're seeing here is kind of representative of what's going to be the final game, but by its own admission, it's not. And I think you can tell just by looking at it, it's got a very early look to it. I'll be honest, this isn't really looking too far out from, base Unity assets. In fact, I'm willing to bet that a lot of this is still base Unity stuff. Because, the current target for the end of early access for Tumblefire here is January 2023, which is still at least 9 months out the gate. Keep in mind, that's the targeted release. With early access, it could be longer. And just keep in mind here, what's on display here is not, how much it changes, can be radical. Though I do think it's safe to say that the core premise isn't going to change all that much. But, I know what I am. Some of the things that are going to change are the missions. There's this whole storyline, storylines going on here. And you can take missions, but, they don't matter all that much, except to get to the next town, which is the same town, because this is the showcase of the beginning town. So if at the very least, this is certainly a unique premise. All right. So what Petty has just done here is he's gotten some money, and that's the first thing you need to do in order to actually progress. You need to get item. You need to steal items or steal money in order to generate your fire-bearing items. Hint: hit the number 1 button, Petty, and you will generate a candle. Very good, and that's going to proceed to burn down that building. Burn down is kind of relative here because I don't know if the damage physics aren't long enough, or if it's always going to keep the structure standing. Also, Petty, you can keep the candle. But
and that's the goal, just to burn shit.
Yes and no. It's to burn stuff, but you got to go. In this particular build, you got to go and find the missions on wanted posters. I think Petty just found one of the hidden objects, the Ace of Spades, which if you collect all 4, opens a portal. I did not bother looking for these because, once again, I don't even know if that's going to be implemented. But yeah. So the number 2 and the number 3 buttons, that will generate the fire assistant tools. That is, it will generate a crate, which you can throw. That's going to be handy if you have to do something with the bank, which for some reason is up on the fucking mountain. Or you can generate with the number 3 button.
You want people to store their money in a place where people can just get at it?
I mean, it's not that hard to get at, if I'm being honest. it's just jank as fuck. You have to just jump up the mountain in a way that doesn't really feel like you were meant to do this. Once again, that's one of the hallmarks of an early access build. I can't tell if you intended for me to jump up the mountain, because it looks like there are portions of the mountain that you can jump off, or if this is just because you haven't implemented the proper modeling for the mountain. Anyway, and the number 3 button will generate a tumbleweed. And, the tumbleweed will act like a tumble does. You burn those, and those will go. Yeah, it's a bit Gary's mod here. But now if we can go to one of the burned out buildings, like, you can see that the structure's still standing and everything. It's just, everything's black, sooty. And the incentive for not just indiscriminately burning everything down to the ground, at least here, is because if you do that, it burns down loot. But given how little it costs to actually spawn stuff, it's not really an issue. Like, it costs $5 to generate a candle, a crate, or a tumbleweed. And at least here, you don't really need to generate the fire starters, if you will, because, everything else is made of wood and ignites quite nicely, and you can just throw the candle itself. But anyway, Petty, I want you to look at the side of buildings to see if there's a wanted poster, because this is where actual progress is going to lie. Because, this is, again, I don't know how extensive it's going to be in the full version, and you'll notice another thing that's missing here is any sort of living being. I don't know, horses, no people of any sort. Yeah, there's one. You gotta go up there and accept the mission, which will allow you to get on the train and go to the next mission. It's just that doesn't do much in here because it's just this town. So, you will get new mission. They frame it here as replenishing stock. Because you burn everything down to the ground. Some things will be gone, like all the loot, the barrels, the crates, shit like that. It's to basically reset everything.
So yeah, not actually a whole lot here.
Yeah. Like I said,
you just get to burn down the same town multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's something to do. Maybe there's something to do with the portal and finding the 4 Ace of Spades, but I doubt it, given how, once again, basic everything is here. And it's also, this is about the extent of what you can do here. It's like, it's not bad or broken. It's just, I suppose the most eloquent way I can put it is, it's a demo. Mm-hmm. It's coming across more as a demo, as once again, the Steam page notes that this is a vertical slice, which is basically a demo of a game. That's more a demo / showcase, and I guess it does that. In a sense that you've got a pyromaniac simulator here, to a degree.
But like, is that all the game is supposed to be, or is there anything else to it?
It's like there's supposed to be a narrative to this, and you're dealing. like I said, there's a lot of storyline that the Steam page touts that isn't there. Like, and as far as doing anything else here, well, it's you got as mentioned, you do the wanted poster missions so you can get actual progress, such as it is. And that entails burning down like the ladder in front of the bank, which just completely confounded me because there was no ladder in front of the bank. Or another mission I did was you got to burn down the 4 giant tumbleweeds, which wasn't like the biggest challenge. There was finding them. They didn't actually do anything. Like they were, I'd say, pseudo boss encounters in the sense that I had to burn these things down and they moved, but there wasn't any AI and they spawned little tumbles, but that didn't do anything. When in reality, tumbleweeds are actually an invasive species and they're really bad because they're really sticky and thorny. But yeah, and as far as the look of this game goes, once again, I'm not sure if this is just going for abstraction here or if it's just really early, because everything here looks pretty basic. Yeah, and here's the bank, and yeah, there's the gold, and Petty just got an achievement for it.
Not sure how the hell I got up here, but
that's what I was saying. You got up here by jumping up from the mountain. And
I just kind of flew up. Oh God.
Yeah, it does. Like I said, it doesn't come across as something that the game makers intended, but they may have intended that. I mean, they probably shouldn't because it doesn't look good in any sense of the word.
Also, apparently, fall damage is not a thing.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, and this is for and like any early access title or quite a few of them, they're looking for feedback. Like I said, I don't know how much feedback we could realistically give here. As far as the idea goes, it's a solid core concept, but what they got here is basically all concept and nothing else. Like, I guess another mention to the music, which definitely feels like the most complete thing here, in that it's weird. As in, there are like actual songs here with people singing, and it like kind of threw me off. It's good. It's just not something I was expecting. Anyway, Petty, you've been playing the game, so what are your impressions of Tumblefire here?
What the hell am I supposed to be doing here?
Pretty much what you've been doing. Or did you complete the mission?
Like, did you go to the train after you got the thing?
Yeah. You got to go to the train. You got to jump up. Got to get to the engine room, and you got to get to the the levers and gauges.
Did you activate crouch at some point? Or is train just tall?
Train is just tall, but you should be able to get up there.
Train Coon is very large.
Like,
I mean, I know trains are actually tall, but
yeah. Also worth noting that also right now you can light anything on fire. Like if you want to light the train on fire, you can light the train on fire. And yeah,
in spite of the fact that trains are generally built extremely to not be flammable.
Yeah.
On account of all the fire that goes inside.
Oh, I apparently need to set the jail on fire.
Yeah. Well, before you go do that, light the train on fire to show what I'm talking about here.
To establish dominance?
Sure, let's go with that. But like I said, like as a Pyromaniac sandbox, it's serviceable. I genuinely don't like the lack of damage being shown on the buildings and such. Because look at that.
It just kind of turns yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like not. It's for all intents and purposes, it's just an effect for the most part. Like, oh boy,
it doesn't even hurt you because you don't have any hit points.
No. And once again, this is all stuff that feels like it's because it's early access, and like actual early access, all the, they haven't generated the content or implemented the other stuff that they need in order to like have a building be burnt to the ground yet. Like, so generally my impressions are it's got a solid concept that really needs fleshing out. And once again, highlights why I don't and we don't like covering early access stuff, especially genuinely early access stuff, because how much of this is going to be kept, how much of this is going to be taken out. We've seen early access game change precipitously from release to actual release, 1.0 release.
Well, there was a playing card there.
Yeah. That means he can't get the playing card. Like, that's the thing you're supposed to do before burning something to the ground. Make sure it's been looted. And presumably there are going to be people around where, taking stuff is going to be a factor.
Because really, what's the fun of burning down a town if there aren't even any people in it?
Yeah, this gets dull quick. It's why I only spent an hour with it. Because, like, okay, this is neat. Even with the missions implemented, there's not much going on here. So, outside of the lack of direction, what are your impressions, Betty?
Pretty much similar to yours. It's interesting conceptually, just wish there was more.
Yeah. Well, like, as far as if we will be revisiting this, don't know. Like, this is our obligation in pertains to Tumblefire right now. And I guess that'll get into pricing. So right now, Tumblefire is being offered for $9.99, and they are explicit in saying that the price will go up when this exits early access. That being said, I cannot recommend this right now for $10. Like, maybe if we're going for $5 maximum, but honestly, this should be a demo, not an early access title, because that's what this is coming across in pretty much every avenue. It's less early access and it's more, here's a demo of what we want to do. And that ties into those words, vertical slice, because that is what this is. So, and yeah, I think that's about all I have to say in regards to what is here now. Apparently there's going to be 5 Old West towns.
Oh, apparently you can get upgrades.
Oh, right. Once again, that's
and
the other.
What is it that you're grading up?
Your general, like, how long you can have a fire going or some stuff like that. Like I said, there's not much to do with them, honestly, because what we're seeing here is a vertical slice of what they're calling sandbox mode. You got unlimited fuel, unlimited fire, unlimited everything outside of cash, and getting cash is so easy. It's pretty much a non-factor. Like any sort of strategic thinking or tactical display, it's just not there yet. Like, anyway, any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, etc. over Tumblefire here?
Not that I can think of.
All right then. So that'll about do it for Tumblefire. Be sure to tune in after the break as Petty Fan will be reviewing Janitor Bleeds.